You are not your job. You're not how much money you have in the bank. You're not the car you drive. You're not the contents of your wallet. You're not your fucking khakis.
If that's true, then who the hell are we? Now, this is a question the movie Fight Club tries to answer. And back then, when I first watched it, I thought I had the answer. I was so wrong. I remember first seeing this movie and becoming utterly confused. Back then I was probably in college, no job, barely any possessions, no real responsibilities. My days were mostly going to classes, hoping the day would finish quickly so I could rush home and play some video games. I didn't get the movie nor what it was trying to convey, so when Tyler Durden mentioned those words nearing the end of the movie, I immediately agreed. Of course I did. How could anyone in their right mind let themselves be defined by their jobs, the money they make, the car they drive, or even the clothes they wear? Back then, it was so easy to dismiss. Back then, I didn't know any better. I was just a kid. Fast forward a few years, I'm working a pretty dead-end job, just trying to save up some money. My degree hadn't opened the magical high-paying doors I thought it would, who knew? And suddenly I found myself measuring my worth in exactly the ways I used to scoff at. Here I was, comparing myself to the people I knew, people getting PhDs, building incredible physiques, hitting the gym consistently, traveling, and even in long-term loving relationships. At least on social media, they looked like they had life figured out. And then there was me, stuck, feeling time just ticking away. I started thinking, how am I supposed to build a life like this? Buy a house, start a family. How can I attract someone if I can't even afford a decent car? And just like that, Tyler Durden's words weren't just a cool movie quote anymore. They were a mirror, one that I wasn't sure I wanted to look into. As I got older, somewhere along the line, life's opening question became,
what do you do?
And my God, I've always hated that question with a burning passion. Regardless of what my answer was, it could never possibly encapsulate me as a person. It could never tell you about my struggles, how I feel, about who I am. And maybe that's why it frustrated me every time I heard it, or maybe it was because I never had an answer worth bragging about. But deep down, I knew the truth. Your job title doesn't define your ability to achieve your goals. Your bank balance doesn't measure your value as a human being. And a degree? At the end of the day, it's just ink on paper. This is the beauty of the message that Fight Club is trying to convey. It forces you to ask that uncomfortable question to yourself. Well, okay, if I'm not my job, my possessions, and my title, then what am I? For the longest time, I've spent my life working towards this invisible checklist of things that were considered normal. You know what those things are. We all do. It's the same life plan Tyler's dad gave him. A script you follow without ever asking who wrote it.
My dad never went to college, so it's real important that I go.
That sounds familiar.
So I graduate, I call him up long distance. I said, Dad, now what? He says, get a job.
Same here.
Now I'm 25. Make my yearly call again. I say, Dad, now what? He says, I don't know. Get married.
Get a degree, get a job, get married, have kids. There's this constant social pressure on us to do these things, right? They're not necessarily things I disagree with either. I mean, I think we should all strive for knowledge, but that doesn't necessarily mean getting a degree. I think we should all be able to earn money, but that doesn't necessarily mean getting a job working for someone else. Getting married is fine if you want to, but it isn't a necessity. Having children is the only exception for me. I think that is the end goal for us as a species, and I think it's a beautiful thing that I would love to do one day if I found the right partner for it. My question to you is, where does this blueprint come from? How did we all get formatted in such a way that we collectively think like this? This is exactly the blueprint that Fight challenges. It explores the notion that everything around us was carefully constructed to shape the way we act, the way we think, and the way we feel.
Do you know what a duvet is? It's a blanket. It's a blanket. Now, why do guys like you and I know what a duvet is? Is this essential to our survival in the hunter-gatherer sense of the word? No. What are we then?
Consumers.
Right. We are consumers. We are byproducts of a lifestyle obsession. Murder, crime, poverty, these things don't concern me. What concerns me are celebrity magazines, television with 500 channels, some guy's name on my underwear.
Now, of course, I'm not going to stand here and pretend I'm immune to this. Of course, I want nice things, nice clothes, a better gaming setup, a nice car, a big house. But am I truly any less for not having these things? Not really. I feel like many of us lose ourselves in this endless search for material possessions. I see it every day. My parents love buying clothes, for example. They can never have enough, to the point where they're running out of space. They still have clothes they've bought years ago that they've never worn.
Yes, I'd like to order the Erica Picari dust ruffles.
Please hold.
If I saw something clever, like a little coffee table in the shape of a yin-yang, I had to have it. The Klipsk personal office unit, the Hovitrek home exerbike, or the Ohaneshov sofa with the string green stripe pattern, even the Rizlampa wire lamps of environmentally friendly unbleached paper. I'd flip through catalogs and wonder, what kind of dining set defines me as a person? I had it all, even the glass dishes with tiny bubbles in it.
We think that having these things will somehow fulfill us and make us complete, and maybe it does for a time, until that latest model comes rolling in.
God damn it, an entire generation pumping gas, waiting tables, slaves with white collars. Advertising has us chasing cars and clothes, working jobs we hate so we can buy shit we don't need. We're the middle children of history, man. No purpose or place. We have no Great War, no Great Depression. Our Great War is a spiritual war. Our Great Depression is our lives.
For the longest time, I've been a slave to social media. I would endlessly scroll through Instagram Reels for hours on end, to the point where it would steal so much time from me that I didn't have time to do anything else. I used it as an escape from reality so I wouldn't have to face certain tasks I had to do, in a way to numb myself. I watched my friends' stories. What a wonderful life they were having, and here I was, sitting in the dark, scrolling through my phone, not even doing half of the things they were. And I'll tell you something, that is one sure way to get depressed, which is exactly what happened to me. Has this ever happened to you? Ever felt sad scrolling through Instagram, watching others have a great time? Something drastic needs to be done to change habits like these. I went through 2 phases where I just deleted all social media for a year, both times respectively. I was so angry at myself for not being able to fight the urge to scroll, hand constantly hovering over my phone to check it. Both those years, I literally just focused on myself and on improving. Better habits, sleeping more, eating better, working out harder. And I'll tell you what, after the first couple of weeks, I didn't even miss social media. These drastic measures are kind of symbolized in the movie perfectly by Tyler setting his own apartment on fire. His possessions owned him, and in order to begin breaking free from that loop, he subconsciously tore it all down. It's kind of like the nightmare you secretly wish would happen. All your stuff gone, and with it the weight that you didn't even realize you were carrying. Of course, this whole burning things down mentality isn't the whole purpose of the movie. The second half of it is kind of taken to the extreme with the development of Project Mayhem. All of a sudden, the pendulum swings from this, I am my job, my stuff, my social status, to I am nothing. I have no self. Both these notions are incredibly dangerous. The first makes us prisoners of materialism, while the second one makes us prisoners of ideology. I don't believe that true freedom is found in clinging to status, nor is it in erasing yourself completely. I think there's a sweet spot in there where you define your own meaning and your own value through your actions. What I've come to realize about myself is that I'm not defined by my job. I'm not defined by my material possessions, and I'm most definitely not defined by the mistakes I've made in the past. I am, however, defined by the things I create, the people I help, and the way I choose to spend my time. Like you, I have goals. I have ambitions, and I choose to treat them like a matter of life and death, because I don't want to get to a point where I'm looking back at my life full of regret. We live in a world where people just kind of want things. Like, it would be nice to have them, but they're not willing to go out there and put in the work to get them. What if your dreams had a gun to your head, and walking away meant pulling the trigger on who you could have been? Sometimes all we need is a slight shift in perspective to remember what we're actually capable of. So, no, we're not our jobs. We're not the money we make. We're what's left when everything else is stripped away. And that's not nothing. That's everything. Hey everyone, I hope everyone's having a wonderful week. I just want to say thank you to all the support as of late. I just recently got a new mic as well, and I hope it sounds okay. Let me know what you thought of the video down below, and if you like what I do and would like to support me and the channel, my Ko-Fi link will be in the description down below. Take care, and I'll see you in my next one.